How are you guys? Welcome back to Wargaming China. And as you know, this is a channel where I, as a wargamer and armchair historian, platform my understandings of the War of Resistance in China from 1931 to 1945. Now, what we're looking at here is Jiangyin on the Yangtze River. Now, Jiangyin is the narrowest part of the Yangtze River, and it is where it is considered to be the mouth, the true mouth of the Yangtze River, and the terrain changes drastically after this mouth. And the reason that I'm showing you this today is because my next campaign will be a river campaign. And I'm aiming to do at least one campaign a year. I've been building up the forces for this, and I just thought I'd show you how I'm going and how I interpret the importance of what's happening at Jiangyin in the scale of the whole war as a whole. Now, I might get a bit long-winded here, but there's lots of factors that I'm going to throw into about what I'm going to say. Okay, if you follow my channel at all, you will know that I'm quite an admirer of the Republic of China's Navy under Chiang, because although there were a fair amount of rogues, scoundrels and bounders serving in the Republic of China's Navy, it must also be said that when it came time to hit the enemy, the Chinese Navy did so at every opportunity it had. But because it was so outnumbered by the Japanese, it didn't get very many chances. However, now as we look at I was talking to my friend Brian over at World War II the other day, and Brian is like one of the many who say, oh, the Second Sino-Japanese War started at the Marco Polo Bridge. And you know, it's very hard to argue with that because it's an existing narrative. But I personally follow the mandate of the Chinese that the war starts in September 1931 at the Mukden incident. And this event at Jiangyin will show that it's not until August the 14th that Chiang sends his army in an offensive to retake Shanghai, to drive the Japs out of Shanghai. Now, the reason I'm saying this is events here at Jiangyin are critical. Now, as I said, on July 7th, 29th Army makes its stand at Marco Polo Bridge, and on the 10th, I think it's the 10th, or the 17th of July 1937, I think it's the 17th of July 1937, Chiang gives his famous address of resistance against the Japanese. However, what Chiang says and what Chiang does are usually two different things. Now, if we look at the 29th Army in Beiping, we can see a ceasefire on the 11th. We can see another ceasefire on the 14th. We can see another final ceasefire for the withdrawal of the 29th Army on the 29th of August. Now, many people will say that Chiang had sent Ma forces east to relieve pressure on the 29th Army. But the truth is that the Ma forces that were moving east were never ever going to enter the North Plain of China from where the 29th Army was located, because of the terrain there. The terrain was perfect for manoeuvre by mechanized or cavalry forces, and the 29th Army, if it had not retreated under a ceasefire could never have reached Chinese line intact. So why then possibly could the war start on the 14th of August? Well, let's go back to the 7th of August. On the 7th of August, the heads of the Chinese Navy decide that Jiangyin will be the stopping block for closing off the Yangtze River from the advance of the Japanese Navy. Now, that's on August 7th. Preparations are underway. The Chinese fleet will assemble here, and a line of scuttled ships, 2 lines of scuttled ships, will block the mouth of the river. Now, on the 11th, it was only on the 11th that the Chinese Navy began to destroy all the navigational facilities on the mouth of the river. Now, on the morning of the 12th, by the evening of the 11th, the Chinese fleet is assembled here, and ships are coming to be used as block ships. I'll get to what the block ships were. Now, they know, the Chinese Navy knows, that a small flotilla of Japanese military vehicles, military supply vessels led by an armed ship, are coming down and have to pass through the mouth of the river. This small enemy contingent, flotilla, was totally at the mercy of the Chinese Navy as it entered the mouth to exit towards the sea. And what does the Chinese Navy do? Because as we say, if the war started at the Marco Polo Bridge incident, and today is the 12th of August, and these are Japanese ships coming down a river that the Chinese Navy is preparing to blockade, what happens? These ships could be annihilated by 88mm guns and 150mm guns on shore batteries, or any of the ships that the Chinese have assembled in their navy for what they see as the forthcoming action. But as I said, it's 12th of August. Chiang may have said the country's at war, but he knows himself, he's amassing his forces, he's playing his time, he wants his attack to be on the 14th of August, and he doesn't want anything to jeopardize that, especially here at Jiangyin. Because here at Jiangyin is where the Battle of Shanghai, is where the Battle of Nanjing will be decided before it's even started. The Battle of Jiangyin is very underappreciated as how important it is, the action that's going to be here. So, as I said, on the 12th, this Japanese flotilla passes under the guns of the Chinese fleet, of the Chinese shore batteries, unmolested. So how is it war? Because as I said, China doesn't want that war to start. He may have said it's war, but he doesn't want that war to start until the 14th. So this Japanese supply convoy makes it out past the mouth of Jiangyin. But that is the last Japanese shipping that will be coming out. Because by the end of the 12th, the Chinese will have sunk 36 vessels in 2 rows to block the river at its narrowest part. And then, just to top that off, minefield belt. And then beyond that, the Chinese fleet. And then what happens here next? Well, that's the next, that's for when I get back to this. I just wanted to introduce you today of the coming action, the campaign we're going to be doing. We're going to be heading to Chiang, Jiangyin, Madang, Gedan. We're going to go up the Yellow River. We're going to be looking at the effects of Chiang's breakings of the dam, his great flooding strategy, and we're going to look at the battles and how his flooding strategy changed things. Now, one must say that this Jiangyin is the first fortress. Is not the first fortress along the Yangtze. There's guns down here at Wushan. There's guns always, and old forts, tactical forts, gun emplacements all along China, all along the Yangtze. But Jiangyin is the first, and it's Jiangyin that Chiang is relying on to hold. You see, so many people, and they're not wrong to say that Chiang wanted to fight in Shanghai because it was going to get international attention, and that's not wrong. And there are others that say Chiang fought in Shanghai in order to safeguard Nanjing, and that's not wrong. But really, he fought in Shanghai because he had given up on the northern plains entirely, and that's why he had no intention of reinforcing the 29th Army of General Song Yuan, and now he's going to rely on his river defenses. And this is Jiangyin. It's the first river defense. There are other fortresses. The Madang, further upriver, hasn't fallen for 1,000 years. And all of these fortresses are getting German 88mm guns, Soviet guns, new emplacements, manned by Chinese naval personnel who are good at their job. As I said about the Chinese Navy, in this campaign, I want to be showing you how offensive the Chinese Navy were, and we're going to have a look at mine warfare. Now, mine warfare, Chinese of the Republic of China Navy's mine warfaring assault, or its offensives, are the stuff of daring do, and we're going to have a look at them. And as we go upriver, we'll look at the importance of this battle, because, as I said, the Battle of Shanghai, this is the important battle. This guards Nanjing, the first barrier in the Yangtze. This falls. The northern plains are already open, that you cannot get between the Dali Mountains and the upper Yangtze without crossing horrendous terrain. And the Chinese are backing on that terrain. They're backing on a war of attrition where the enemy are going to be slowed down by movement because they're looking at the terrain of central China as a defensive prospect. Now, it's not a bad tactical decision, and it does allow Chiang to move his forces into Shanghai. But at the same time, he's going to lose a lot of territory, and he's going to be pitting himself against perhaps technology that he's not really used to. Now let's have a look at what the Japanese are going to attack with. They are already fighting in Shanghai, using their big guns of their ships brutally against Chinese forces. But throughout the whole Battle of Shanghai, the Battle of Jiangyin is going on. and I'll be looking at that in the next video and refighting it, and I hope that got you interested. I had a new subscriber the other day, Onion mate. I love new subscribers. Get me some more. Press like. Ask me anything you want, guys. Alright, see ya.